What's happening with the itching?
A lot of itching in the head, less itching in the physical body below the neck, and the head amped up a lot a couple minutes ago.
Okay.
So it's on the move.
It's on the move. But now, in order to heal the root causes of the hives and itchiness, and whatever they represent, in such a way as to manifest the divine plan. I can see a hand-over-hand maneuver that we're supposed to be using to pull things out of the subatomic, and remember to not just dump them into Sheldon.
That's
but
true.
to hand them up to a workplace and dump them into someone. I see a cafeteria. I see adults.
I see adults.
It might be a hospital
cafeteria. That's what it looks like. Healthcare.
Right. But it looks like a staff cafeteria. I don't see anybody who looks like patients. I could be wrong. We're dumping this into the buffet. All right, whatever. Well, part of what my focus is drawn to is the tangled mass of intuitive channels that are just out into a snarled web that looks impossible to detangle.
That's true.
And what we recommend in moments like this is to just cut them, shave them, cut them, all but the upward growing ones, and I don't see actually any that are growing up. Just shave them completely. Shave the head, shave the channels off, cut them off, and not just at the head. Where do channels grow from? Not just at the head, they also grow all over the body, and so these could be channels going any direction but up.
That's
all
true.
that is, and creating hives and itchiness at every point where there are channels going out. That could be it. It could be as simple as that. Channels up, friends. This is absolutely basic. Put our intuitive focus up. Point up to higher levels and to higher vibrations.
That's true.
We always thought that those two would go together. And we've discovered that it's possible they do in some situations, but in other situations they don't. And that's unfortunate. For almost everyone who is incarnating, it is true that there are higher vibrations upstairs, but not everybody. And it depends on the situation, because there is such a thing as harassment by, quote, dark entities, unquote, which all that means is harassment by presences with lower vibrations.
That's true.
It is a violation of divine law to pollute airspace with lower vibrations, but presences seem to feel free to violate that law under the theory that it's off the record or that it's too subtle to be picked up by cameras or something like that. I guess the bottom line disconnect is they forget that everything is recorded from above.
That's true.
I think when they think they're in the room alone, that no one's watching.
That must be it.
There are people who do really bad things when they believe no one's watching and they think they're getting away with it, quote unquote, getting away with it. But everything's recorded and the law of cause and effect is real, and our karmic implications are heavier than we want to consider. And when we're doing bad things with the attitude of I can do it and no one will see, that is value added to the bad action.
That's true.
Clear this stuff, and to clear it from outside the pillar also. These wiretaps, it's bugs. Oh, just like your client.
That's true.
Bugs. These are bugs. They're wiretaps.
That's true. Listening devices.
Listening devices. Yeah,
That's
remove
true.
the listening devices. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Remove the listening devices. I even see them. They look like stethoscopes.
That's true.
Ah, well, that would explain why it looks like a hospital lunchroom, and they've got listening devices that look like stethoscopes. Oh, jeez.
Right.
Okay. clearing up whatever this represents. What do I know? I know that Sheldon, who is that young child in the next larger level of physical dimension, is really sick. He's a sick kid. He's a child who is, I think, for the most part, confined to bed.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a sick kid. And what else do I know? I know that there's an awful lot of untruth in his airspace when we work to clear that level.
Yeah, that's true.
In what's being referred to as experiment Sheldon, or the Sheldon experiment, to see whether or not we can establish a search for truth space at that level of physicality. That there's an awful lot of untruth, and much of it has to do with his illness. The things that they're saying about why he's sick are completely incorrect, and some of them are crazy.
That's true.
Make no sense. Like, some of these doctors, if I have this right, they're literally implying that the mother, that Sheldon might not be his father's child.
Oh, and then the big sound came on to drown that out.
Ah, right. They're literally implying that Sheldon might not be his father's child. Well,
that's true. And they're not implying it in kind of a vague way. They're being pretty direct
they're
about
being pretty
it.
direct. They're saying this is a genetic disorder. It's like Crohn's disease or something.
And it's a mismatch.
It's a mismatch.
And they raise their eyebrows.
Yeah, and in front of the dad say this, and she's going, what are you talking about?
That's true.
Because they're not correct.
Right.
You guys can try to cover this up. We hear you trying to cover it up. Everybody hears you. This is on the record. It's all on the record. There's no such thing as off the record. That's the point that we're trying to make. Let's clear this from the subatomic. There is a confusion, apparently, in the subatomic that's messing up everybody at all the levels that are larger than that subatomic level. And it's the really deep subatomic. It's in expansion zone.
That's true.
Which is, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subatomic tiers beneath Earth and its environs.
That's true.
And this foundational confusion seems to amount to the idea that things can be hidden from spirit, or that things go unseen. And that isn't true. Everything is being observed from above. The good things that we do and the not good things that we do, the bad things that we do, even when we think no one is watching, are still recorded. And the law of cause and effect is real. And it applies in all situations, including this one. So what do I notice? I notice it's a combination of factors. There are the bugs, the stethoscope listening devices that we can just cut off, peel off, remove, choose to no longer participate, which is hard for Sheldon to do because he's a child and he isn't making his own healthcare decisions.
Right, that's true.
But his mom is not happy with those doctors because she knows they're lying.
That's
she's
true.
Absolutely sure of who Sheldon's dad is, and they're saying things that are definitely untrue. And it doesn't matter that nobody else believes her. She knows what's true.
That's true.
Sheldon, you can just start to say, I don't want to go back there, Mom. I don't know what those people are doing, but it doesn't feel right. They don't know what they're talking about. And she says, you're right.
You're
they
right.
don't know what they're talking about. Don't go back. Get away from them. They're false fronts. They aren't people who want to know what's going on.
That's
They're people
true.
who want to look like they know what's going on, and that's two different things.
That's true.
They aren't interested in what's really going on, quite clearly. If they were, when Sheldon's mom said, that's impossible, they would say, oh, fascinating. Well, let's figure out what's going on here. And instead they look at each other with like a
Gross face.
like a pornography face. There's something about it that's like voyeuristic and gross.
That's true. Well, I don't feel itchy. There's just a little itchy in the head. But the most of the body, the itchiness has gone down and the hives have gone down. I actually don't really see any bumps anymore. It's just some redness.
Well, I don't see them.
Do you see
Turn
them?
so I can see your back. The hives are gone. They're not even really red. There's no
Visible.
hives.
Yep. See?
Wow, there's no hives.
Yep.
There's no hives. Upward flow. So what do we learn? Stethoscopes, listening devices, clear them out.
Clear them out.
And clear out that which we all share, which is this foundational lie that there are things that are off the record. Nothing's
That's
off the
true.
record. It's all on the record. There is no such thing as off the record. To express that lie, express in the sense of pressing it out, express the lie. It's all on the record. And to deliver it into this hospital cafeteria place for reasons that are unclear to me. We can all do our jobs, friends. We can. To heal this foundational confusion. And this is a lie that we tell ourselves. And we've done it so many times that
That's true.
we've got no judgment about it.
No, I have no judgment about
I
that.
can't possibly do whatever the assignment is.
That
And
very
so I
difficult and scary sounding thing.
that
I can't
impossible
possibly
sounding
do it.
thing. And so I shall do something else instead, and
That's true.
surely that's good enough.
Yeah. I know this well.
Yes. So it's not true. That's not
No,
true.
it's
That's
not
a lie
actually
we're telling
true.
ourselves. And I have not come across any presence of sentience in any dimension that's exempt from this. This seems to be a universal error pattern.
That's true.
Let's express this from the deep subatomic, express with a sense of pressing out. Press it out like squeezing a toothpaste tube. We squeeze this up and out. For all of us, through Station Sheldon and into that hospital cafeteria. Itchiness all gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little head itchiness, but not in that same
Well, where's the head itchiness?
back.
That's
of
where I
the
have
head.
it, the base of the
Yeah,
head.
right there.
Okay, so let's find what this base of the head itchiness is about. Feeling it with the hands, just a lot of sadness.
A lot of sadness.
A lot of sadness. Brainstem, survival thinking, reptilian
That could
brain,
be.
the reptilian monkey on my back. I must do, and then insert any kind of crazy thing here in order to survive, and therefore it's okay.
Right, that's true.
And that's not true. The ends never justify the means. It's never okay to do bad things. It doesn't matter what the bad things are. It's better to not survive than to do bad things in order to survive.
That's true.
Why is that? Because survival is actually temporary. Bodies die. All experiences of sentience come to an end. And our karmic stream lives on. That which appears to be more permanent is by far more temporary. And anybody who's worked with past life healing knows this to be true, because it's the
that's
baggage
true.
of thousands of lives that are making people sick right now. So quite obviously the baggage lives on thousands of times longer than the bodies themselves.
That's true.
See, you guys, it's actually all recorded. It is. We hear how you want to pretend that this will be the end of the videoed portion. This is the end of the formally videoed portion for this morning. But the video cameras are always running. Look up, look up. See those red lights? Hi, hi. They are there. They are there over and over again in dimension after dimension. There has not been a time that we have not seen them once we began to notice them.
That's true.
It took a while to notice them, but as soon as we saw them and recognized what they were and started looking higher, 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 we see, oh gracious, they're there on every single level, in all dimensions. It's all on the record.